On the Breaking Views agenda today, why Greece needs a positive shock and how impending elections are making Angela Merkel forget about austerity at home. With me today is Reuters Breaking Views assistant editor Chris Hughes. Chris, let's start with Greece. Now, your piece today from Hugo says Greece needs a positive shock. So, Greece needs some good news. Tell us something we don't know.
Well, try telling that to the IMF. I mean, look, poor Greece. The situation is that we still don't have a sort of definitive way of implementing next round of bailout money. I think the point we're making today is that the positive shock it needs is just an acceptance of the reality that even though Greece is inching forward, doing the right thing, trying to address the structural problems in terms of weak competitiveness, a bust banking system, the reality is that so long as it labours under this enormous debt burden, it's going to be really hard to get growth going, which will be the best bailout is for growth to be restored to Greece.
So the positive shock here is OSI, official sector involvement,
and a recognition, that basically Eurogroup members are going to have to take haircuts.
So that's not going to happen until this side of the German election, is it?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. As you say, there's German political resistance to it, but I mean, in reality, it's quite hard to see how it's in the interests of either Greece or the wider Eurozone to play real hardball on this question. I mean, the reality. Actually, the Eurozone is going to be better off if there are haircuts on Greek debt, and that in turn creates conditions for improved confidence, and in turn helps Greece grow its way out of trouble over the next decade.
Could a positive shock be for Greece, dare I say it, leaving the Eurozone?
Well, look, if you're a sort of hard economist, you'd say that there's no way that Greece can really overcome this sort of structural competitiveness problem without having a proper devaluation. So you'd say it leaves the Eurozone and has the cheaper currency, and that makes it competitive. But I mean, that comes with all kinds of difficulties. I mean, it'd be chaotic and very, very ugly. For the Greeks. So there still seems to us to be hope to resolve Greece's problems within the Eurozone. It'll take longer, but it is still within reach.
So the negative shocks from Greece leaving would outweigh, obviously, the positive shock?
Well, I don't think we want to experiment with that one, but it would be clearly it would be immediately impoverish the Greeks. I don't know, why they'd want to take things down that path. The consequences for the broader Eurozone very hard to predict. The current strategy of carrot and stick, trying to get Greece to reform, but also maybe taking some pain as well to help it get to a sustainable position, looks about right.
Okay, and we're talking about Germany and the elections. Now, your second piece says that Angela Merkel is spending money, trying to get spending money as if there's no tomorrow, trying to get voters on side so she gets re-elected. She's not the first politician to adopt that strategy. Yeah,
austerity is great if it's for everybody else. So Germany is spending quite liberally at home. I mean, partly it can afford to because, of course, it enjoys the benefit of these staggeringly low borrowing costs. So it's getting a bit of a dividend from that it can reinvest at home. The question that we're raising is whether that reinvestment in the domestic economy is really going to stimulate domestic demand. Obviously, Germany's economy actually relies quite a lot on export demand. The domestic economy needs a bit of a boost, but so in a way, there's logic to pumping money into the economy at home. But we're not sure that the actual measures themselves are going to be that effective in doing that.
It will certainly, spending that money at home will certainly win more votes than, say, giving it to Greece.
It'll probably be more effective than that. So there's probably quite a bit of politics in that, probably more politics than economics in that policy.
Okay, Chris, thanks very much. That's all for now, and that was Reuters Breaking Views, Chris Hughes. For more agenda-setting financial insight, watch our US Breaking Views show every day at 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 GMT. I'm Jamie McGeever. This is Reuters.